Hey, what's up, YouTube family? It's your favorite black guy from Nebraska. Yes, there's black people here in Nebraska. Today, we're going to talk about the Louis the 16th, the real picture of Louis the 16th. Now, based on the video that I made maybe 2 days ago, I understand there's going to be a lot of people in the comment section that's going to be angry, upset, mad, not able to control their emotions. Listen, the more you comment, the more you push my video into the algorithm. So if you don't like this information, just keep it pushing, keep it moving. Don't say nothing. I know you can't help yourself. A lot of y'all just can't help yourselves. You see something that you don't like, and your emotions you just gotta type something. But if you don't like the information and you don't want it to go nowhere, don't comment. Don't say nothing. Just keep it moving. And if you can't help yourself, listen. I got more information on my community post that you can hate on too. Because I need some of that stuff getting pushed out into the algorithm too. So there's more information there. Go to my community post. If you want to say something, you want to push out more racial epithets, go to my community post. Put it there, because I need that stuff getting pushed into the algorithm more than I need these videos getting pushed into the algorithm. So, but you know what? Let me get to the information, because I don't want to keep you guys here long. And those who are actually interested in this information, which is a small percentage, I do it for you. So let's go ahead and get started. The Real Louis XVI, The Last Portrait by Joseph Ducreux, c. 1790. And all this information will be put in the comment section, just to let you know. Joseph Baron Ducreux was a French noble, portrait painter, pastelist, miniaturist, and engraver who was a successful portraitist at the court of Louis XVI of France, and resumed his career at the conclusion of the French Revolution. He was made a baron and premier painter de la Reine, first painter to the Queen, and drew the last portrait ever made of Louis XVI before the king's execution. So this man was executed. Both of these portraits are said to have been drawn by Ducreux. However, only one of these portraits was actually drawn by Ducreux, 1790. I'll give you a few hints as to which one that is. First, the smooth and natural transitions in the skin tones of the man on the left show the mastery of the light and shadow, demonstrating a high degree of technical skill and attention to detail. Ducreux, known for his pioneering work in portrait realism, was celebrated for capturing the texture and subtleties of his subject's skin, hair, and facial expressions. The individual's features are portrayed with incredible precision. The folds in the clothing, the glint in his eyes, and the natural posture suggest someone sitting for a live portrait. These are all hallmarks of a true realist artist, which Ducreux actually was. In contrast, the portrait on the right falls short of these standards. The face lacks depth and realism, appearing flatter and less dynamic. The absence of intricate detailing, such as the subtle play of light and the texture of skin, points to a work that's more stylized and less concerned with true depiction. In short, the portrait on the right simply pales in comparison to the striking life-like realism presented in the left-hand image. Additionally, first-hand sources describing Louis the 15th and Louis the 16th, 14th, and 15th, as having a swarthy or brown complexion, strongly support the likelihood that the portrait on the left is more accurate. The dark complexion, along with the careful rendering of skin tone, aligns with the contemporary descriptions of Louis XVI's appearance, validating the idea that this is the more authentic portrayal. Let's be real here. Let's be real. If you can't see that the portrait on the left is the more authentic work by Joseph Ducreux, you're either blind or willfully ignorant. The level of detail is leagues beyond that flat, lifeless one on the right. Look at how Ducreux masterfully captures light hitting on the skin, those smooth transitions in tone, the texture of hair. Look at the finesse on the shading, the subtle transitions in color across the face and neck. Ducreux's mastery is clear here. the texture of the skin, the natural contours, and expression all feel lifelike. You can see actual depth and dimension. This is what really happens when an artist knows how to capture reality. Take a look at the portrait on the right. Honestly, it's almost embarrassing by comparison. Where's the depth? Where's the complexity? The whole thing is flat, lacking texture. Almost like someone slapped a few shades together and called it a day. That's barely any shading. No critical facial details, and the skin looks pasty and unnatural. Sorry. The lifeless version that lacks the realism you'd expect from Ducreux. And let's not forget the primary sources. Louis XVI and others are repeatedly described as having a swarthy complexion, black as ink or brown. This is not just some random speculation. It's documented history. So when you compare these descriptions to the lifelike portrayal on the left, it's painfully obvious which one is more accurate. The portrait on the right is an insult to the intelligence of anyone who knows even the basics of art or history. If you're still defending that, maybe do yourself a favor and sit this one out. Now we're going to read some actual sources as to the description of Louis the 16th. Louis the 15th, and also Louis the 16th. Louis the 15th, brown complexion. His skin was as black as ink, swarthy complexion. Louise, his daughter, extremely swarthy, very brown. Sources: Voltaire, the age of Louis the 15th, to which the 14th, to which is added an extract of the age of Louis the 15th, 1780. Thomas Pike Lappy, Memoirs of the Court of Louis the 14th, comparison biography and anecdotes of the most celebrated characters of that period, style the Augustan era of France in 3 volumes, 1819. James Peller Malcolm, Londinium Revidium, or an ancient history and modern description of London, compiled from parochial records, archives on various foundations, the Harlenium Mass, I believe that's Mass, and other authentic sources, 1802. Sir Richard Phillips, The Monthly Magazine, Volume 13, 1802. Louis XV died in 1774, and according to historical records from 1775, he had a swarthy skin complexion. Louis XV was the handsomest youth in France. He had a swarthy complexion. That source is J. Dodsley, The Annual Register, or A View of the History, Politics, and Literature for the year 1774-1775. The word swarthy or swart derives from Schwartz, which means to be black, black man, and Negro. And that source is Flugel Schmidt-Tanger, A Dictionary of the English and German Languages for Home and School, 1905, and complexion equals the natural skin color, texture, and appearance of a person's skin, especially of the face. Now, that is the end of that presentation. I also have more information in the community post. Please go look there. All right, there's sources there. There's information there that can back up things like this as that I'm presenting. So, like I said, if you don't like this, don't comment. But if you comment, expect for me to bring sources and facts. And to be honest with you, there's nothing to argue. The sources are here. Argue with the sources. If you don't like the information, go deal with the sources. Because I'm just presenting information. So anyway, for those who enjoyed this information, please like, share, and subscribe. It's your favorite black guy from Nebraska. This is Black People in Nebraska. Peace. In these next 2 slides, I'm going to show you how pictures are easily changed and manipulated. Here it says Portrait of an African, c. 1757. Ramsey I painted George in 1757 before he became king through the influence of his leading patron, the Prime Minister Lord Bute. Now you see the portrait of an African. Which one is the African? I'm pretty sure it's the person on the left. But they changed the picture And on this one, we have Charles II was in the popular language today a tall black man. The tall black man would presumably be on the left and not the right. So you see how pictures can be easily manipulated, changed, and history changed to push a certain narrative. Now, like I said, you don't have to believe this, but I am bringing sourced information and evidence to show that it does happen. And I can't forget my man's right here, Charles V. It says he was a swarthy man. Now, what's swarthy? Swartz, black, swarthy, black man, Negro, Niger. Well, there's only certain people, that are called Negroes. But I know some of you guys are going to move the goalpost and you're going to change the definition of things for it to mean something else. But you can't do that. I mean, you can, but it won't be acknowledged. And then the last minute and a half, we're going to focus on these things here. Charles II was in popular language today a tall black man. The Stewart family, those are black men. Half of the men in Britain with the surname Stewart descend from royalty. So Stewart is a black family. Charles II was in popular language today a tall black man. All right, so we got more information here. Duke of Northumberland, a man is paying his debts. A tall black man like his father, the king. A tall black man like his father, the king. He is a black complexion, the Duke of Northumberland, yet very like the King Charles, turned of 30 years old. So if you read the highlighted parts, it shows you what we're talking about here, and I'm posting them for enough time for you to kind of get a real understanding of what I'm talking about here. But the highlighted parts are there, and you will see it talks about the existence of a purely black people. The legends and the history of Scottish Highlands are both witness of the existence of a purely black people. Talking about skin complexion, we're not talking about spiritual, psychological, or anything like that. You're talking about skin complexion. So it just is what it is. But that's all I have for you guys. If you guys are still here, then I know that you're somebody who really enjoyed this content. I'm going to have more stuff like this coming to the forefront. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the modern Egyptians and who they descend from. Also, like I said, please go to my community posts and you'll see more evidence and more things of this nature. So it's your favorite black guy from Nebraska. Yes, it's Black People Nebraska. I'm out. Peace.